In this video, I'm going to tell you how somebody I know made over 300k per week using just a WhatsApp status. She had 0 followers on TikTok, Instagram, and what have you. And I'll tell you 2 lessons that I learned from that, one of which has fetched me like 1 million naira in the last 5 months, and the one which in retrospect I now realized fetched me like 3 million naira some years back. And if you follow the lessons, you too can start making side incomes like that using just your social media, even if you have 0 followers. But before I go into that, please help me subscribe so that I can grow this channel and you get to know every time I made a post like this, you'll get notified by YouTube. Thank you. So how did my friend make over 300k in a week using just her WhatsApp? Okay, I'll tell you. Last year in September, that is September of 2023, she lost her job and she was bothered by how to take care of her 2 kids. Okay, I didn't tell you, she is a single mom fending for her children alone. That is not part of what I want to discuss today. You just have to know that. So when a single mom loses her job, she is of course going to be bothered by what next to do, okay? And so she told herself, no, she will be strong and she will try something new. And I was asking her, what do you want to do? So using the last salary that she collected from where she last worked, she bought a couple of mugs, maybe 5 or 10 of them, I really can't remember exactly now. And she printed the words single and strong there. And using her phone, her Android phone for that matter, she stood in front of the phone and she told the world how she is a single mom that just lost her job and how she is determined to sell the mugs to feed her family. But here is what she did that was very smart, or that is smart. Let me not use words, that is very smart. She said, if you buy any of these mugs from me, I'm going to make a profit of 2,000 naira. I will feed my family with 1,000 naira and I will give the other 1,000 naira to another single mom who is going through what I'm going through now. And since she had 0 followers on Instagram, 0 followers on Facebook, 0 followers on TikTok, the only thing she had then was her WhatsApp and a few contacts there. So she uploaded the videos on her WhatsApp status and she was waiting for the outcome. I was equally waiting to see whether this would work. And you know what? It started working. People started sending her DMs. Okay, send me a copy, send me this, blah, blah, blah. I think in the first 24 hours or thereabout, she made like 10 sales. And don't forget that our profit was 2k per mug, and that fetched out the first 20k. And that kind of encouraged her that she could do some more. So she was posting it every day. On the 3rd day or thereabout, somebody helped her to repost on another platform, and an NGO saw that and ordered 150 mugs from her just to support her. And when you multiply 2,000 naira profit by 150, that gives you 300,000 naira profit. And she did all this in the space of 6 days, and that got me thinking. So what lessons did I learn from that experience? I learned 2 actually. Number 1, you and I are not making money on social media because we are focused on the entertainment, while some are focused on the business part of social media. I got to realize that every app is a platform for show, and behind every show is a business. It is called showbiz. The problem is that many of us are focused on the show, while a few people are focused on the business part of it. And these are the ones that we serve with a hard-earned income. So when you grab your phone, you're on Facebook, you're on TikTok, you want to watch skits, have you ever sat down to think about, okay, what business or what businesses are behind this particular app? That is the thinking that some people are actually having, and it's making a whole lot of difference in their lives. When I came to this realization, I decided to do something very intentional. Okay, on Facebook, I have over 6,000 followers that I was doing nothing with. I was just posting my random thoughts. I was just sharing birthday pictures and so on and so forth. I actually started Facebook early, say like 2009. So if I say I have 6k followers, I think it is expected. But then after seeing this, my friend, make money, even when she had 0 followers on all these platforms and I had 6k, I decided to be very intentional. So I began to create intentional content targeting a particular niche. And you know what? After like the first 3 or thereabout posts that I made, a brand reached out to me and gave me a little brand deal. asking me to create small content for them to use exclusively on their platform. And in the last 5 months, it has fetched me almost 1 million naira. The second lesson I learned from this, my friend's experience, is that the society still cares about you if you care enough about others. Don't forget that when she was making the sales pitch, the way I would describe it, she said, if I make 2k profit on each mug, I'm gonna use 1k to feed my family, my kids, and I'll use the other 1k to feed the kids of other single moms out there going through the same experience as I am going through. And I think that must have been the major thing that appealed to maybe the NGOs. Yeah, there are so many single moms out there who are actually, crying out for help. But then the idea that even while you're having your own pain, you are not just thinking about yourself, you are thinking about others, made a lot of difference. And this seemed to have worked for me years back. In retrospect, I now understood why what I did that time made sense to someone who helped me out. So in 2014, that's about 10 years ago now exactly, I came up with the idea of a book that I called Student Unusual. And I was lucky enough to be in front of a wealthy woman that God will bless for me, who asked me after a couple of interactions, are you okay? Tell me one thing you want me to do for you. And I wasn't looking for an answer because I had answers ready in my head. And I told her, there is a particular book I wrote like 4 years ago called Student Unusual. It's actually meant to help students achieve more while they are students. And I told her something that she found profound. I said, I don't want the students to have to pay for the book. I want the book sponsored into their hands. And she was like, are you sure that's what you want? I said, yes. Long story short, I made over 3 million naira from that book, and the actual cost of printing was not up to 400,000 naira. I gave out 1,000 copies in Unilag there at Babala Hall in 2014. We still have pictures, we still have stories on social media, and I've received countless testimonies of how the book helped them in the past. Meaning, as long as you position yourself to be a conduit of value transfer from one point to the other, your life will also have value. Because a pipe that is transmitting water from one part to the other does not complain of water. You can't go thirsty if you're a pipe. So all you have to do is to keep functioning as a conduit of wealth transfer, keep functioning as a conduit of value transfer, and your life will also have value. So if you're out there, you have TikTok on your phone, you have Instagram on your phone, and what have you. It's even easier these days because when you post anything on TikTok, for instance, you would get views no matter how bad your post is. I beg your pardon, because I was around also when a friend of mine started early this year. She started an Instagram handle this year, and our very first post, she didn't even put any thumbnail. As a matter of fact, because there was a particular dark frame in front of the video, that was what she picked as the thumbnail. So imagine you looking at a dark frame, just pure black, nothing there as a flame, but you just saw the title. She had like 900 views in the first few days of posting it, and before she did the second post, she had over 1,000 views for that post. And I was asking myself, do you really understand what it means for 900 people to view your post? What would be the equivalence of doing that offline, standing on the street and asking 900 people to collect tracts from you? Meaning, if you had a sales mindset from the beginning, if our objective was to sell an idea, and she did something beautiful, if you are gifted with you have good looks and you have good voice and you can talk convincingly, who knows, you can actually get people to buy into your ideas right from your very first video. So if you're out there, like I said, and you're looking for how to make side income, and you have your phone, you have your Instagram and what have you, trust me, all you have to do is focus more on the business side of the apps, not the entertainment alone. And number 2, be sure to create enough value, not just focused on yourself alone, but focus on outsiders. Because if you are a conduit of wealth transfer, wealth will be yours. And that is it this time around. Please help me grow this channel, subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. I'll be happy. I'll see you next content.